mine and somebody else's too. Someday you'll find I've been a friend to you. I don't believe you're worth living for, but I give you all that's worth giving for. You never get how fast or what I do. I called you mine, but I was not to blame for all the time. You played a two-handed game. Yes, you must be having tops on that. Second-handed love I can't see. It's good for some, but not for me. You can be mine, baby, and somebody else's too. Send me on out there and get me straight. But I was not to blame for all the time you played a two-handed game. Say second-handed love I can't see. It's good for some, but not for me. You can't be mine, and someone else's too. My, yeah.